watching 12 Sports tonight on 12+. I'm Jake Garcia. We'll catch up with the rest of the crew in just a bit. Every Thursday night, come hang with us. We're talking all things Arizona sports. We're going to tell you the important stories, the ones that matter, and introduce you to the people that inspire us. This is 12 Sports Tonight, Arizona's OG and longest-running sports show, streaming on 12+. Let's go.
Guys, it's just crazy to think about the position the Suns are in. Not so long ago, 4 years ago, you're watching all the NBA Finals. Brings back memories of when the Suns were in the Finals, had this young core, just like OKC and Indiana does today, and now they're one of the oldest teams in the league trying to rebuild this roster. I want to show everybody just kind of how we got here. Here's a kind of a timeline since owner Matt Ishbia bought the team in 2023. He's done a lot of things right in the community, front office, facility-wise, but basketball-wise, it hasn't worked. They have fired 3 different head coaches. They traded, of course, the future and fan favorites Mikal Bridges and Cam Johnson away for Kevin Durant. They traded for Bradley Beal, who, by the way, has that no-trade clause. We all saw last year and the year before that, can't stay healthy, and that contract of his is just untradeable now. 1 playoff win under Ishbia, and, of course, now they're trying to trade KD. Suns fans, get ready. That KD trade is coming. Like I said, before the NBA draft next Wednesday, ESPN reporting KD either wants to go to the Miami Heat, the San Antonio Spurs, or the Houston Rockets. All those kind of deals would make sense for the Suns. Other teams are kind of in on KD, like the Minnesota Timberwolves. The Knicks and Clippers have also been rumored to as well. Reports say as of now the Suns not happy with some of the offers they're getting back, which is no surprise because they don't have a lot of leverage in this situation. Durant entering the final year of his contract, turns 37 in September. Trading KD, here's the bonus, would help the Suns get younger, more athletic, and get those future draft picks that they desperately need. Guys, the report that the Suns aren't happy with kind of the price they're getting back makes sense. Like, teams know they have to unload Durant, and they're not going to give you like a really top pick. They're not going to give you their best player for KD. What the Suns paid for KD all these years ago, they are not going to get that same price back. It is just so hard to wrap your head around trading for KD, trading KD to improve your team. But that's kind of the hole the Suns are in right now. In order for this roster to kind of reset and retool around Devin Booker, you're going to have to move KD to get some pieces.
If you had to pick a spot where he's going, if you had to handicap it, what do you say?
I would say Minnesota seems to be a good shot.
They have stuff to give us?
Yeah, they got stuff to give us, and San Antonio has some stuff too as well. To me, those are the best deals where I think the Suns can kind of get some players back, some future draft picks too as well that help them rebuild.
I'm honored to be the next head coach of the Phoenix Suns. Moving that 12 inches over is different. But I'm always going to bank on who I am as a person. That hasn't changed.
The buzzword, the alignment was there in terms of that.
When you get that call and they're like, hey, you got the job, this is yours, to being an assistant for so long, what was your reaction? What did you do?
Yeah, I'm not going to get emotional, but yeah, it's definitely an interesting call to get. You know who's calling. You get the call and your wife is there, so incredible amount of emotion. Just because of the journey, the sacrifice, the work, trying to contact your family, and those things are really important at that time. But your phone is going off a lot. Then it quickly turns to what's next.
What are some first things you want to do now that you're the guy, you hit the job running? What are you going to do? What's next?
I think it's already started. You want to connect with the players. Some of them I've known, but you want to introduce yourself, get in front of them if possible, and if they're here in the market. There's a ton of players in the gym right now for us.
Isn't that cool? They all showed up for you.
Well, I'm saying even work. They've been here to work, so they've been working for months, for weeks after the season. So just to get to meet them, start the relationship.
What did you tell Devin Booker? I mean, obviously you want to build around him, but to get this thing back on the right track, is there anything you told him in that first meeting, or maybe after you got the job, to just kind of reassure him, hey, we're gonna get this thing back going in the right direction?
I think we all heard his comments at the end of the season loud and clear.
Just no winning habits.
We got to get back to building it the right way with some winning habits. And we talked about that, what that exactly looks like. And him and I are building our relationship over time, and we're going to be partners in this, trying to make it the best way, help him the best way possible.
Sure. I loved your answer to the Michigan State question.
There's been some jokes that they might rename the franchise the Phoenix Spartans with all the Michigan State ties. I was just wondering from your perspective how much that connection meant with Brian, with Matt, and what you think that brings to the table.
So I'll say it like this. I've earned the right to be here. I've spent 20 years of working as hard as I possibly can to be here in this spot.
He earned it. Lessons learned from Michigan State head coach Tom Izzo, and working in the video room there still remain.
I think the way he does it, and He spends times with players. His relationships are real. His relationships with us are real. So I think that's always the main takeaway when you leave Michigan State, just his ability to relate, spend time, develop real relationships.
And those are some of the things you learned that you still put in place today, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's the only way to coach right now, having a relationship, collaborating with guys like this.
Anything you want to say to Royce? Royce is right there behind the camera. Royce, do you want to say anything to Coach? Come on in.
Nice shirt. That's what I'll say. I'll say nice shirt.
Anything you want to tell Royce right there?
Stay in the gym, bro.
It's kind of cool, right, to have these guys here, Ryan, Oso, Royce.
So Royce first met in a free agent workout in when I was in Brooklyn. And then he went on to earn a spot in Utah. And us seeing from afar what we missed. But through the years, like, I've bumped into him, knowing that that's where it started. And now to come full circle to where we're here together has been pretty cool over the last week. Offensively playing faster, we're going to move. We're going to cut. We're going to move bodies. I want to play aggressive. And then we're going to communicate. We're going to have to be connected.
Every time I went through this, that's Jordan Ott. That's the guy that when I went through the characteristics with our current players, and as I said, players around the league, because I wanted a different perspective, that's exactly what we got.
Give you a chance to talk to Suns fans directly. What would you like to tell them? What can they expect about this upcoming season? What would you like them to know about you?
Yeah, I just think Suns fans, we're going to build this thing, and we need everyone pushing in the right direction. We're going to work from now into the season to make them proud of the product we put on the floor.
Favorite thing to do non-basketball related? What do you like to do?
I have zero hobbies outside of spending time with the family. I love to read if I got a chance to read. But yeah, there's very few hobbies in my life.
Let's talk some defense.
D-back.
Yes,
All right.
They're winning. Isn't it nice to say?
It is nice.
They got to stack a few more of these, but it's always good to see them get some wins because they got to keep building before the All-Star break. And this was good to see, too, as well. Corbin Carroll, folks, is okay, but today a precautionary day off. Remember, he was hitting the hand last night. All good, X-rays negative, right? Top two, Eugenio Suarez with the two-run bomb, 22nd homer of the season, only 3 off the NL leader, Shohei Ohtani. Put him in the All-Star game. Then in the 5th, D-backs leading 4-1. Good to see this guy get going, too, as well. He's been slumping. Pavin Smith, 2nd home run since April 22nd. Plenty of run support for Ryan Nelson, 4 strikeouts. Only hit he allowed was a home run. D-backs beat the Blue Jays 9-5. How about the Snakes? They avoid the sweep.
It all started with Ryan Nelson, who gave us a chance to get grounded, catch our breath. You're just trying to discover yourself after a tough loss yesterday. Quick turnaround, and he let us get our footing. It was a great job.
We're not going to give up. We came here to try to win game today, and we got a different mentality, try to have a happy flight back to Colorado, and we did it.
Great to see the D-backs get back on track, guys. By the way, the next game on 12 News is coming up here. D-backs just 2.5 games back of course, that wild card spot. Next up, 2 of the worst teams in baseball, right? We'll take them all. We got the Rockies and the Red Sox before coming back home June 27th against the Marlins. By the way, you can watch that game for free and in prime time right here on 12 News. It is too early to tell whether they're going to be buyers or sellers at the trade deadline, but it's definitely not too early to see that Ketel Marte should be an all-star. First round of all-star ballots just dropped. Marte is the leading vote getter at second base in the National League. Despite missing 25 games, Marte has a 300,000-plus vote lead right now. As of right now, also the second baseman would be the only starter for the D-backs. Outfielder Corbin Carroll would be a reserve. Eugenio Suarez is currently 3rd in voting among third basemen in the National League. Suarez, by the way, leads the D-backs at homers and runs batted in, and loves being a part of that 5-1 stretch they just put together.
Even with the injury, we never give up. We got a really good team. We got 5 wins out of 6 games, so that's a good sign to us. That say how we play. No matter the injury, we're gonna do our best as a team. We're gonna stay together, and I feel like that's the key to us. Win games and do our best.
The second stint has gone better than the first. That's because Shelby Miller is not the same man he was 10 years ago. Miller was brought to town as a starting pitching sensation, but injuries, surgeries, struggles with identity almost caused him to quit. The low point came in 2021.
I had just actually been released by the Cubs and didn't even really know if I wanted to play anymore.
Miller was in the process of reinventing himself as a reliever. The results hit or miss. He found reinventing himself as a person the missing piece.
Being a dad is definitely the biggest accomplishment for me.
Shelby and his wife Erica had their first child in June of 2020. Kyler Miller was 8 pounds, 12 ounces and made his dad feel light as a feather.
He was born and we were, new parents and kind of figuring it all out, how to hold him, how to, feed him and what all he needs. I mean, I have 3 younger sisters, so I have a little experience with babies, but there's nothing like having your own and, creating something that's your DNA that, looks like you and, there's no love like that.
That feeling only grew as time passed.
That's you.
But 10 months into being a parent, Shelby noticed Kyler wasn't growing in key areas.
He has a rare genetic disorder called STX-BP1.
Syntax binding protein 1 is the long form, a condition characterized by learning delays, issues with speech and motor skills, and oftentimes epilepsy.
He just wasn't meeting milestones like crawling and sitting up very well on his own. When we first found out, we were pretty devastated and, you Google it and Google's the worst thing you could do and just, you're crushed at the time, but then it's like, this is something we have to live with and deal with, and we, give him the best life he can.
It's clear Kyler lives his best life whenever he's at the ballpark.
What mischief are you looking to get into?
According to Mom, hanging with Dad postgame is his favorite pastime.
It's an overjoy. It honestly has, become such a staple for him this last year.
And in the past year, Kyler has shown he's his father's son. He threw out the first pitch, September in Detroit. Ran the bases for the first time, April in Phoenix.
It's something that we've never thought he would be able to do.
So for him to be able to do that and accomplish the small things, they're small in the grand scheme of things, but for us they're big.
Now armed with dad strength, Shelby feels bigger himself. The birth of his son leading to the rebirth of his career.
3-run lead for Shelby Miller.
How much does he motivate you when you're out there?
Oh, he's all the motivation.
2-2. Got him.
Shelby Miller is not the same man he was the first time around. His demeanor more deadly, his DNA different, now that Kyler carries it too.
Having your own kid and being able to just look at him and be like, yeah, that's my boy is pretty special.
Chase Field hosting the 5th annual MLB Draft Combine. It runs until Saturday. More than 300 draft-eligible players working out and interviewing for teams. Now, that's kind of intimidating, right? But not for the guys that grew up around the game and some that grew up in some clubhouses. Jake Garcia has more.
Here at the MLB Draft Combine, it's a collection of talent you might not know yet, but you could know soon. These players have beaten the odds just to get here, but the odds of making it to the MLB are still pretty slim, and nobody knows that better than the guys who have done it before. Dads who have walked down this path, and sons who are following in their footsteps. The top baseball prospects, all in the same place, all under the same roof. The childhood roof for 2 of these players helped them get here, both with last names that are already household names. Jake Casey and Karsten Sabathia have dads who were legends. Today, a chance to emerge from their shadow and shine for themselves.
I think the biggest thing he says to me is just go be yourself and go have fun out there.
Be where your feet are, be present, take it one moment at a time. It's a really cool moment and something that I'll remember for a really long time.
For family trees like these, the apple doesn't fall far. But for Karsten, it's further than you'd think. His dad, Cece, was a starting pitcher, but he's a position player. Cece says there's no hard feelings.
He's a big kid, he's got a lot of pop. He's got a good eye.
Jake's dad took it a step further.
Dude, he's a different player than me. He runs a 6'5", 60. That'll tell you everything.
Sean Casey sees a better version of himself in Jake. It's full circles for both families in Phoenix. This is where Sean hit his first home run.
I just was telling my wife that. First home run, Clint Sadowski, left center, hit right over at 374.
This is where Cece notched strikeout 3,000.
There's history.
My family being here, that was the coolest thing. And just being having a chance to hug my kids.
6 years later, the shoe's on the other foot. Now that the Suns are approaching the pros.
I think a lot of kids get to this point and feel like this is the finish line, and this is really the starting line. So I think he understands that.
It's shaping up as a busy summer for CC Sabathia. He's a part of the 5-person 2025 Hall of Fame class and will be inducted in July. He told me he just finished up writing his speech and is excited to share his baseball story from start to finish.
ASU baseball continues to really churn out MLB draft picks. Skipper Willie Broomquist promises ASU will get kids ready for the big leagues. 6 guys from this year's team invited to this week's MLB Combine out there at Chase Field. Bloomquist expects all of them to turn pro and not return to school. Brandon Compton, the big guy right there, the Buckeye boy, was prepared for the moment because of what he learned at ASU and the comfort staying close to home.
It's definitely more comfortable, you know, like everyone's having to travel and stuff, and this is my home, so I know exactly where to be, and it's nice.
The exposure that we get with our program is like nowhere else in the country. We have, you know, dozens of scouts at our practices, at our games, and our inter squads. So the exposure they get second to none, and now they get to, like you said, come down the street and put on a show down here.
I definitely want to get drafted. I mean, that's the dream and stuff, and I've had fun at ASU, so, I mean, you just got to see what happens.
That's what we do at ASU, man. We're going to develop, get you guys ready for the next level. We've done a really good job of that. If the stars align and the right organization takes you and you want to start your journey, I'm all behind you. If you want to come back, we're here with open arms.
Third-year head coach Jonathan Gannon is itching to get his guys in pads, especially that one, Walter Nolen III.
Woo!
See him let it rip, right? That's this year's first-round draft pick. He's getting to learn from defensive lineman Calais Campbell, who's entering his 18th NFL season in his second stint with the Cards. Campbell takes pride in being a mentor in the locker room, but he's a dad outside of it. So I asked him about his Father's Day plans on the last day of camp.
Later.
My friend Grady Jarrett's getting married on Saturday, so I'll be at his wedding on Saturday. So Sunday, we'll see how it will be. Yeah, it's off-season, so I probably will be a little hungover.
I started taking golfing lessons at Golf Galaxy. My lesson's going pretty good. It's just trying to keep it straight.
You know, the sounds of someone fully embracing that Arizona lifestyle, right? Darius Robinson is ready for year 2 on the field. Off the field, thanks to a secret Santa gift from a teammate. He's got a new hobby. So how do you get better? How do you hit it straight? We're all asking those questions, right? We found a local swing guru over there at Dobson Ranch Golf Course who's always down to give a lesson, and it always matches your swing with your body. Cardinals defensive end Darius Robinson is always in attack mode.
Honestly, just so much free time in the NFL, and a lot of my teammates compete in this, so I want to compete in this as well.
His normal opponent, some 300-pound offensive lineman he's got to throw out of the way, then go hit a moving target.
See, I can't push you over.
His opponent today, this little white golf ball that doesn't move.
We had an event with the Cardinals a couple weeks ago, but I told her I wasn't ready to go out there yet. So I just got to keep working on my game.
What is wrong with your game if you had to diagnose it yourself before?
Probably just consistency. I've only been a couple times to my lessons, so I just got to keep stacking consistency. That's all.
Robinson is a newbie to golf. Doesn't even have clubs yet.
Because sometimes you hit a ball and it go well, and then the next ball can be horrible.
Better.
But it's just trying to chase that consistency. So I think it's definitely relatable in football and golf.
Your belt buckle to the club.
Okay.
That's approximate.
His teacher, golf's version of Mr. Miyagi.
I like to add things to the golf swing. I'm not trying to change anything. I'm just adding balance. I'm adding an understanding. I'm adding control.
That is longtime golf coach Colin McCarthy. He's been helping people simplify their swing longer than Darius has been alive. What are you frustrated with?
Just keeping it straight. Just keep it straight.
How often do you hear something like that?
All the time. Details will help you be closer to straight. Really, it's a perfect moment of chasing understanding, so your result is consistent.
There you go.
Are you a detail guy, Darius?
Yeah, like I said, chasing the understanding to be consistent. I like that a lot.
McCarthy knows his stuff. His viral videos on Instagram and YouTube read like a golf how-to book.
When we hit the ball, we want to go here, down, through. We want to go here, down, over, through.
So teaching a 6'6", 285-pound pass rusher is no problem. And like any good defensive lineman, it starts with the hands.
Yes, so much better. Same exact thing. The only difference is more hip bump and then spine tilt.
Hit this and lean.
Exactly. Fine, I like that. Yep, you're readjusting. Bro!
It's awesome, man. It's super fun. Still chasing that consistency, and definitely gonna see me out here more.
What did you take away from some of the things that college?
Balance points. Balance points. Just really take the coaching, appreciate the coaching, and just keep adding it to my game.
Oh my God! Yes!
And go straight.
Colin, what'd you think of Darius' swing? He can learn, right?
I'm impressed with how he moves, with how strong, how much muscle he has, how well he moves.
Yeah, I'll probably take a couple more lessons this offseason, but then next offseason, I'm really gonna lock in.
Yes! It's getting there!
And we're gonna have a great 2025 NFL season, and keep it going with the golf season. Y'all boys, watch out, man. I'm in the gym right now working on my shot, so we're gonna be back up soon.
They'll get back to work for training camp in late July. The rookie's staying behind to get some extra work. First-round pick Walter Nolen says the new guys are meshing well. Feels like a family already. He hasn't even been a Cardinal for 2 months, but already feeling plenty of love.
It's been pretty fun, I don't really feel like an outsider, I feel like everybody welcome me in with open arms, and I'm just ready to get my career started here. I'm not the most talkative person, but every day I'm going to come in and I'm going to handle my handle, and I'm not one of those people that you have to, worry about what's going on. I know what I'm here for, and I know what I'm going to bring to the table.
49ers wideout Ricky Pearsall back home hosting a youth camp, and boy, did he get a hero's welcome. Fellow Corona del Sol alum Lena Washington was there.
It's been 7 years since Corona del Sol High School alum Ricky Pearsall committed to play at Arizona State. Since then, he became a star with the Sun Devils, an NFL draft pick out of the University of Florida, and now he's preparing for his second season in the NFL with the 49ers. But before getting to work, he's giving back to the community that helped raise him.
I was just on this turf not too long ago, man, and I know this process. I remember being a kid looking up to NFL players.
Now Pearsall is the NFL player kids like 10-year-old Carter are looking up to.
And what's your dream? What do you want to be when you grow up?
To be a football player.
What position?
Wide receiver.
Pearsall's talent took him from the Valley of the Sun to the Swamp and now to the Bay Area. His faith carried the wide receiver from Friday Night Fever to Monday Night Football.
Yeah, I always had that belief, and I think that just goes back to, who I was raised by, my parents. They instilled that belief into me.
Ricky's mom, Erin, says the mission behind this free football camp is to make an impact off the field and leave a legacy.
Ricky didn't go out a lot when he was in high school. He had a dream since he was 6 years old, and he's living it out right now because of the sacrifices he made.
Her son is living out his dream, but in August 2024, every parent's worst nightmare. Ricky was shot in the chest during an attempted robbery in San Francisco. He made a full recovery and 50 days later played in his first NFL game.
It gives me goosebumps to talk about because, it could have went the other direction, and it didn't.
Pearsall is looking forward to his future as a 49er, but he hasn't forgotten where he came from.
Packed house out at AZ Ice Gilbert for the Ultimate Goalie Showdown, a local hockey celebration that, of course, benefits youth hockey in the Valley and children's charities. Former Coyotes like Shane Doan, Josh Doan, Michael Grabner, all on the ice skating. How cool is that? Of course, since the Yotes left town for Utah, youth hockey in the Valley, the numbers have just been down. But nights like tonight remind us all hockey, it sure does belong in the desert.
One of the main reasons you play the game is to impact your community and be around it. So the opportunity to come back here and get to meet some of these kids has been awesome, and it's exciting to see the game still growing here.
Hockey's a great part of our life, and it's been awesome to us. And Arizona hockey is really special to me. I mean, it's very, very special to me. So I think what the tradition that got started here when we moved here in '96 was really unique, and hopefully there'll be another chapter to it at some point.
That does it for us. Thanks so much for watching 12 Sports tonight on 12+. Same time, same place next Thursday. And don't forget, you can get the best sports coverage in town right here on Arizona Sports Station, morning, noon, and night on 12 News. And if you miss us, head over to 12news.com, the 12 News YouTube page, or right here on the 12+ app on your TV. I'm Jake Garcia. We'll see you back here Sunday night at 10:30 on 12 Sports Tonight.